It's Zena, your best friend who loves horror. Welcome back to my horror library. Similar to basements, attics can be gorgeous or completely terrifying. Sure, you'll have some awesome lighting and a cool view, but not all attics are created equally. In the world of horror, attics are not just for items you don't want crowding your living room. Attics can become extremely creepy pretty fast. In this video, I want to talk to you guys about the creepiest attics in horror. I'm going to be sharing with you my top 4, but before we get to that list, please make sure that you thumbs up this video. Just hit that little thumbs up, giving it a thumbs up because you love me. And even if you don't love me, you should.
Please! Please! No!
So the first movie I'd like to talk about is The Changeling, 1980. After the death of his wife and daughter in a car crash, a music professor staying at an old mansion is dragged into decades-old mystery by an inexplicable presence in the mansion's attic. The movie's tagline is, "Whatever you do, don't go into the attic." I mean, that pretty much should tell you why this attic is on this list. You know, in horror movies, when people find out that the house that they're staying in or their apartment or whatever, that it's haunted, they leave or they attempt to leave. Or they do that long thing where they're like, honey, get the bags. Like, why? You don't need any bags. You don't need any bags. Well, when it comes to The Changeling, the character John Russell, he doesn't try to do any of that. He actually just becomes more curious and it makes him want to stay in the house. Like, he just doesn't want to leave. So John Russell, you know, he is a composer. He rents this mansion and it has like this mysterious and heartbreaking past. John also discovers one of the ultimate attics in horror, and you know, there's a lot of cobwebs, of course, because you know, there's some old stuff up there. It's all dusty. This iconic attic is filled with dread and hidden secrets. Even though this movie was made in 1980, over 40 years ago, I will not spoil it and tell you the mystery. Moving right along, we're going to be talking about Hereditary, 2018. A grieving family is haunted by tragic and disturbing occurrences. Like many families in horror, and even beyond horror, there are many secrets and buried memories. But Hereditary takes this to a completely different level. I won't give away too much because I feel like there's just so much trauma and shocking secrets in this film that I feel like it's best if you watch it for yourself. There's a lot of unsettling events that happens in this film, but one of my favorite scenes involves the attic. It's not so much of the attic, like the attic really isn't creepy, it looks like an attic. It's what's in the attic. And it kind of fits with the, you know, the family secrets, the family trauma, so must watch. All right, so we made it to number 3 and we're gonna be talking about Ju-On: The Curse, 2000. In a jealous rage, a man kills his wife and son in their home, and everyone who visits falls prey to a terrible curse. A young woman named Kayoko was murdered in her attic, and now her spirit remains there seeking revenge. So anyone who moves into the home, anyone who visits the home, anyone who just looks at the home, anyone who knows someone that went into that home, you're gonna be cursed. That's just the way it is. So sorry. This movie to me tells me that you just shouldn't be nosy, okay? Don't go into someone's house. Don't go to an abandoned house. Don't be friends with nosy people. Just don't. Don't. Kayoko shows up anywhere in the house, including like the corners of the house and the dirty bathtub, under your blankets, in the closet, and of course, she's in the attic. What makes this extra creepy is the fact that this house is immortal. Kayoko's curse is so strong that it's like you can't escape it at all. And it's like the house can't be destroyed. And Kayoko is just like, with her curse, it's just unstoppable. She will follow you even if you're not in the house. All right, guys, so we made it to our final one, and we're gonna be talking about The Skeleton Key, 2005. A hospice nurse working at a spooky New Orleans plantation home finds herself entangled in a mystery involving the house's dark past. You know, you have this nurse named Caroline Ellis who decides that, you know what, she no longer wants to be a hospice nurse. She feels burnt out. She decides that she wants her work to have meaning. She really wants to help people. So she takes a job as a private caretaker, and she's caring for this paralyzed man who recently suffered from a stroke and is isolated creepy mansion in the bayou somewhere. The matriarch of the house, Violet, she's not too crazy about Caroline, but she just accepts her. For some reason, we don't really know why she doesn't like her. She says, why, oh, you know, I want someone who's from New Orleans. You know, it's just like, but do you though? Do you, Violet? Why don't you like her? But anyway, Violet just decides to accept Caroline, and she gives her like a whole bunch of keys. And one of those keys opens up the attic that's upstairs, opens up this room in the attic.
Okay.
Caroline, she discovered what's in there because she's nosy. Even though Violet told her not to go up there, don't mess around up there. Violet had like a lot of rules, like, you know, no mirrors and stuff like that. And Caroline never listened. She was too nosy for her own good. But Caroline discovers in that room in the attic, there's occult stuff, and there's also hoodoo religious items. So I really love this one. I love occult, hoodoo, voodoo type of Southern Gothic horror movies. I feel like those are the ones that I always go for. You know, I love the fact that this story, it takes place in Louisiana. We learn about the history, we learn about the culture, and plus, honestly, the attic, it is very creepy. And the reason why it is because it has a history of horrible things that happened up there. And eventually we learn that as the viewers. All right guys, so that's my list of the creepiest attics in horror. As always, I'm interested in knowing what are some of your favorite creepy attics in horror. Feel free to comment below and let me know. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. And one of those keys opens up the attic that's upstairs, opens up this room in the attic.
Okay.